lovely Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal chart analysis, and today I'll be doing one on Vanessa Hudgens. I'll be speaking on her personality traits as well as her characteristic traits based off of the placements in her chart. I'll also be speaking how a lot of placements in her chart have led to a lot of her success, so please make sure you stay for the rest of the video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Please also make sure you hit that like button because I know you guys will love this video. And last but not least, please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, your enemies, anyone who loves Vanessa or really loves natal chart analysis. Now let's get right into the video. So Vanessa was born on December 14th, 1988, so this qualifies her to be a Sagittarius. With this placement, she's someone who's very much peace-loving, very endowed with the art of eloquence and in speech. She's someone who tends to be very compassionate and honorable, and she's also someone who's very much merry and always happy. Anyone with this placement tends to be very witty, and they're always looking for adventure in different ways. She's also someone who is very much going to read a lot, look into literature. She has a very fun-loving spirit, and she's very energetic because she is a fire sign. She's someone who needs her energy to be released. Another reason she's a fire sign. She's someone who's all about being herself, and she's someone who's all about being sociable. Up next would be her moon in Pisces. With this placement, she's someone who tends to be very much in-depth and very intuitive, and she has emotional sensitivity. Having a Pisces moon is very wonderful because you're able to be empathetic with others and have the emotional capacity to understand other people from a different point of view. With this placement, she's also someone who is very much going to be sensitive to herself and other people. She's someone who's very artistic. She has very deep emotions, and she's someone who's very idealistic. She's very subjective, and she may at times be indecisive, but her intuition is on par. At times she may have a difficult time with having boundaries for herself and with other people, but the older she gets, and the Sagittarius sun can really help her out a bit with that as well. Up next would be her lovely Mercury in Capricorn. With this placement, she's someone who has a very much practical way of communicating and thinking. She's very much organized as well and needs things to be done in a way to help. She's someone who's very strategic and very goal-oriented, and she loves to do things in a way that is very much in order, and that's very helpful to her. She's also someone who has a reserved expression. She has a lot of calculated reasoning when speaking and thinking. She's someone who everything she does has a dutiful gesture. She's all about traditional education. She's about responsible perception as well, and she has an ambitious type of speaking. She always has serious opinions, and she's very efficient with her words. She has a conservative way of communicating with herself and with others as well. Up next would be her Venus in Scorpio, and with this placement, it can be difficult at times to have because Venus is very great in Pisces, Libra, and Taurus, and the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio, so it's a very difficult placement, but it's one that's very important. She's very much compassionate and passionate when she's in a relationship. She's someone who embraces her desires head on and will not hold back when it comes to how she feels. She's all about giving her full and direct attention. She's the type of person who will not hold back her affections for others. She's very much intense, and she has a very fearless personality. She's someone who has a strong willingness to commit to a relationship. It's all or nothing, and she finds it very difficult to forgive when done wrong. She's someone who gives partner her full attention. She is someone who's very loyal and committed and lets them control them. She's someone who may be easily jealous, but she's also someone who loves her partner very well, and she gives her partner her full attention, and she's someone who's all about her partners and relationships, and it's a great trait for her. Up next would be her Mars in Aries, which is a wonderful placement to have. Mars is very great in Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn. So she has a drive that is unstoppable. She's very confident in herself. She's very driven and action oriented. She is finding it through life. Even though it is hard at times, she's going to make sure she does what she does. She's someone who's very highly motivated, and it's easy for her to be motivated. She's also someone who tends to have a fast temper sometimes, but she's someone who is very much going to always have a plan in place. She's always going to make sure whatever she sees, she's going to go with the quickness. She's someone who's going to act quickly on anything that she believes is right, and she's always going to forge something ahead for herself and starting something new. So this is a very great placement to have. Up next would be her lovely Jupiter in Taurus. With this placement, she's someone who has the gift of being blessed with managing resources on an intellectual approach and have a happy family life. She's someone who's very generous, and she's very optimistic. She loves to overcome challenges, and she does that by problem solving her issues. She's someone who loves working in different fields that deal with beauty, art, or anything that really benefits her in the best way. And honestly, that's when she's the happiest as well, when she's surrounded by beauty, art, and happiness and joy. She's also someone who is going to want a stable lifestyle and a dependable one, a protective and a secure environment. These are things that is very important. She's someone who has a preference for expensive things and things that have a lot of things to offer in this life. Up next would be her lovely Saturn in Capricorn. This is actually a great placement because even though it's hard, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is great in Capricorn, Aquarius, and Libra. She's someone who's very high achieving because she has this placement, and she is someone who makes sure that she will learn her lessons in this life. With this placement, she may go through a lot in her life. However, Saturn is always there to protect her when things go wrong in her life as well, or when people do things to her. Usually Saturn does come and collect for her. She is protected. She's someone who's very ambitious and will do her best to make it at the top of her field. She's also someone who's going to work as hard as she can in order to accomplish all of her dreams. She's someone who may go through a lot in life, but she is going to be resilient, and she's going to work hard at everything that she knows she's worth. Up next would be her Uranus in Capricorn. And with this placement, she's all about planning for the future as much as possible, and this makes her an automatic innovator. She is someone who's going to make sure that she is always looking at ways to make practical solutions to challenging things in society. So looking at ways in which society has its issues and finding logical and practical ways to fix it is something that someone with this placement will do. She's all about changing society's attitudes to customs, traditions, and authority structure. She does this and her generation in a logical and orderly manner of dealing with these matters, and they will result in permanent, carefully planned but sweeping reforms for everyone. So they usually use change in a way that's more strategic in regards to changing laws and getting things done permanently. Up next would be her Neptune in Capricorn, and this would be her third Capricorn placement. So she has a Capricorn stellium, meaning that a lot of the energy that she possesses or brings into this world is very Capricorn based. Now with this placement, she's someone who tends to be focused on ways to increase her power, wealth, and influence. And she's someone who has been able to do that because I remember High School Musical and how successful it was, and how a lot of people do know her till this day based off of that and other things she has done. She's also someone who is all about working and making sure that she's very practical and have the ability to attain reasonable goals. But because she will also stress the need to be selfless and giving, she may find it difficult to attain goals unless she has lowered her expectations on all fronts. So this really describes her Neptune in Capricorn. Up next would be her Pluto in Scorpio. So because she was born between the years of 1984 and 1995, she is a millennial, Generation Y. She's always looking deeper into a situation to discover what's really going on behind the scenes. So they're the types of people who are open to things that maybe previous generations were not open to. They're all about things that are about intensity, something that's very scary. They love to make collective issues conscious. They're all about revolution and having collective movements. They're also the types of people who are going to make sure that anything that they do in their generation is going to be helpful to next generations after them. They're also the types of people who research things that are considered maybe different to other generations. Up next would be her North Node in Pisces, and in order for her to develop all the attributes needed, she will need to develop these traits. So one is being non-judgmental, having compassion, surrendering anxiety to a higher power, freeing the mind through meditation and self-reflection, focusing on the spiritual path, trusting in positive outcomes, acknowledging connection with the universe, welcoming change, accepting the truth that everything may be unknown or there may be things that we don't know, learning the way of the healer, helping others heal their pain, connecting to her inner faith, pursuing life with intuition, learning that not everything can be explained through logic, focus her energies on serving without judgment, finding comfort in the ability to heal and inspire others. Up next would be her Chiron in Cancer, and with this placement, she is someone who tends to have the sad wound of not being able to connect with her family or her childhood, or having that emotional security needed. She may be someone who tends to go through a lot in life regarding emotions, and she's someone who may have gone through physical, emotional neglect, abuse within family, and she may have had an unstable home environment, family secrets, abandonment wounds, emotional support that's needed, maybe an illness that was very traumatic, an unstable home environment. So in order for her to heal, she will need to practice self-care and nurture herself regularly to create a sense of emotional stability and safety, and letting go of external validations. Up next would be her ascendant/rising in Leo. This is one of a very common placement with people who are famous or have a lot of fame. She is someone who's very magnetic and attracts attention. She is aware of how she affects others. She's someone who may have tantrums and may jump to conclusions sometimes, but she is someone who is very confident, and she's someone who is going to always speak her mind on things. She's very much expressive, very creative, very warm-hearted. She can be very independent and very charismatic. She's someone who's very generous, but she can be bossy at times and tell people what to do. And also, by having this placement, she's someone who is going to always be out there. She's always going to have a lot of fame in her life, and she is someone that people feel comfortable coming towards. Last but not least is her midheaven in Taurus, and this is another common fame placement, but I believe because since the rising is in Leo, more than likely someone would have a midheaven in Taurus with this placement. So she's someone who loves to tough things out. She's going to always be persistent, Even if things are rough in her career, she's someone who believes in getting results in her career, even though things may be difficult and throw her off course. She's someone who is gonna have a hard time relinquishing her position when she does go into a career. She's someone who wants to be settled in her career, and she has been settled for a very long time. She thrives in a career that gives her more of a hands-on approach, and she's someone who is all about having stability and security in her career. And part of that comes through the money that she gets, but also through believing in the knowledge that she gets. That's all I had for you lovelies today regarding Vanessa Hudgens Natal Chart. Please let me know down below how you felt about it. Did you get a better understanding as to who she is as a person? Please also let me know down below who else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. Please make sure you are subscribed to this channel and you've hit that notification bell so you know when I upload videos. Please make sure you hit that like button and as well as that share button so everyone can see the video. And last but not least, please make sure you have followed me on all of my social media accounts. Everything is on the screen, so make sure you are following me. I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, lovelies.